All right, this is 2452 Williams. I think it's funny that's the last four digits of my phone number. So I'm just showing you the driveway. You're here at the very end of Williams Road. Nice big corner lot. It's lilac and rose bush. And the water view is much more impressive than it's really hard to tell today because it's cloudy, but the water goes out to that first row of power lines, basically. Everything kind of blends together today. So you're right off West Beach Road. This neighborhood is really quiet, really beautiful, holds value exceptionally well. This home is as is. Other than the roof and a lot of the fascia and the deck, the seller and the listing agent aren't aware of any other major items like plumbing, etc. It's been a rental for a long time. The owner lives out of the country and he's neglected the exterior pretty thoroughly. But there's a parking area and an old shed on this side, some brick that goes back to a gate in the backyard. I'm a big fan of plants. So you have beautiful roses on one side and you have this beautiful trumpet vine on the other side of the house. So as you can see, the roof is in really bad shape. It needs to be redone, absolutely. So that's the main reason this is listed as only being able to go conventional or cash out or a rehab loan. If the buyer or seller come to an agreement of doing the roof before closing, it would qualify for more types of financing than that. But I'd say this one you're probably stuck with a conventional. Pretty little Japanese maple here off to the side. So this is the front door. Whoops. I do have popcorn ceilings. Some of this house has been updated. A lot's pretty original. So we have the kitchen. This is just like a plastic. It's not any kind of stone. Kitchen here off to the right when you come in. Another flat top stove, man, they are popular. So I would note the space in between the microwave and the flat top is pretty limited. You might just be at code, but I think it might be a little bit less. Cabinets all look like they've been painted recently. Older cabinets. They all look like they're in pretty good condition. You have a double sink. It looks out over the yard, and you do have a water view from your kitchen. Gosh, I'm trying to see where the best. So again, more true to life. That is what I'm seeing out the window. And it's really hazy today. You would be able to see some of the San Juan Islands in Victoria, Canada from here, but we have a lot of smoke. So coming off, continuing through the kitchen, you have the classic sunken living room. It's nice and bright in here. So you have 4 skylights. Skylights actually aren't that expensive to replace. They're like $250 to $300 a skylight. And these definitely need to be replaced. That would happen with the roof anyway. The windows are vinyl, double pane in here that I can see. They both open. This appears to be a gas fireplace. I'm not sure if it's functional. I'll check on that. There's a thermostat on the wall. And if you continue to the right, there's another little sitting area. Door to the backyard. Looks like they're using it as an office space. And here's your door to the garage. So the garage, typical for this age. Not finished, needs drywall. The garage door looks like it's in good condition, at least on the inside. The slab has a crack down the middle. I don't know if you can see. That's really typical. Any concrete in our area, especially if it's over 50 years old, is going to have cracks in it just because we have so much earth movement here. I mean, we're an island along a major fault line, so we actually had an earthquake the other night that I felt. Panel is out here in the garage. I'm just gonna double check. Let's see, 09. So it was approved in 09. That's good. So yep, the electrical panel's all been updated. It is not a Zinsco panel. That's fantastic. Those have a recall on them. And it looks like you have a generator plug-in. Not sure if that's functional, but that would be great. Door out to the side yard here. Whoop. I'll trip over myself. So they do have a dryer out here. I don't see a washer. There appears to be a hookup for a washer. I'm not seeing it. Pretty new hot water heater. Let's see, I see a date on it. Nope, that is a pretty darn brand new water heater. It does need earthquake straps to meet code. That's the only issue I see with it. And it appears that they have a water softener, which is fantastic. You would be on a community well out here, and we have, again, an island in the in the Pacific. We have very hard water. We'll go outside later. Let's finish the tour of the house. So if you were to go off to the left of the front door when you come in, there's a big coat closet. Okay, there's the door. Down the hall here on the left is the full bath. I have no lights on in this house, and it is exceptionally bright, which I know is a big thing for you guys. Lots and lots of natural light, and the sunsets you're gonna get here are the biggest selling point. So another big skylight in here. Nice big vanity. I love the colors. I had a robin's egg blue tub and counter in my house when we bought it. I mean, it's old and funky, but I'm not seeing any concerns at all. The seller has been living here for the last 2 months while he's been just cleaning it out. So here is one bedroom. Pretty standard size bed. That's a queen size air mattress. Again, the windows are, I mean, they're older, but they're vinyl, double pane, updated. Closet. Next to the full bath coat closet. And here at the end of the hall, this is the room that they had been using as the master. The layout in this house is kind of funky, so you could really play with it. There's a lot of space. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Another guest bedroom here, off to the side. So closet, goes out to the porch. So this could be a master. You have a full bath in here. Again, just older, but everything looks to be in functional condition. Lights work. Fan doesn't work. Not surprised. Vent fans are the #1 thing. But the view is stunning. So the water view in the listing doesn't do it justice, because again, this is what the camera sees, but to the naked eye, let's see, this is what I am looking at. It's hard to see, but you can see Victoria, or actually I believe that is, no, that's one of the San Juans. You can see the mountains over in Victoria behind that. So absolutely just spectacular views from this house. It is really priced to sell. I sold a double wide home up here for $145,000 at the end of last year. That has like no usable lot, if that kind of gives you an idea. That was an old double wide. It had been refurbished. So here is this weird, this is again what they've been using as the master. It goes out onto the deck. Old wall heaters. Closet. Walk through another old wall heater. I mean, this could be like a second living area. So they have this walk-in closet here. Bathroom. I have just the sink and the vanity, the toilet, and a walk-in shower. And again, I don't have any lights on in here. There's just another huge skylight in this area. Let's see what, I believe this is a door out to the backyard here. Yep. So lots of ways to get out to the backyard. This is a nice little covered sitting area. You can see, you know, the decks are in really bad condition. The fascia down here is actually in decent shape, but all the eaves and the trim are shot, completely shot. It's a whole re-roof. This one, based on the 5 roofing estimates I've gotten recently for a house this size, would probably come in around $25,000. That's with all the skylights and the flashing, etc. Big, huge roadie, big lilac. This yard's got to be spectacular in the spring. Here's another lilac. Beautiful old holly tree. I don't know if you can see the coloring on the leaves here. Fully fenced back here. So there's that gate that runs to the side of the house. There is the slider that goes into what they were using as an office space. They have a little patio area. You know, it really needs some love, but she's got crazy potential. Down there again, fully fenced area. There's a gate to the backyard. Big old chimney. So the windows in this bathroom are not vinyl. That's the only one I'm seeing so far. All these appear to have been changed when the other windows were changed. So I think they just missed one. Probably couldn't find that shape or size and just decided to leave it. All right, so this is what they're using as the master. You have nice vaulted ceilings. A second wood stove. This is a true wood stove. That in-wall heat again. Windows out to the backyard. Ceiling fan. And water view. It's too bad that neighbor's tree. Neighbor's tree sure does your view an injustice. But it will provide protection from the winds, so that's nice. So again, my view looks like that. And it is hazy, but you can kind of see the islands through the haze and the water down there. So funky layout. There's a lot of space that you could do something with. It's interesting. Sorry, my husband's trying to call me. Kind of an interesting layout. Because you do walk through this bedroom to get back here. All right, so let's go check out the deck. Oh, breaker bar. All right, so here's the backyard. You have an apple tree over there. That's West Beach Road running right there. Like for wood. As you can see, the deck is in really poor condition. I mean, you live right on the beach. The wood out here just gets completely battered constantly. So if you don't upkeep your staining and sealing of wood surfaces, you know, even if it's pressure treated, it's gonna go. But I'm not feeling any, like, it's stable. The deck is stable, if that makes any sense. It's just in a really, really bad shape. This would be a very expensive deck to redo just because of the size. Obviously, you could change it, tear it off and do a completely different style, make it smaller. You have another holly tree right there. It's the neighbor's horse chestnut, it looks like. And your buffer from the road. So again, true to life view is like this. And then over here off the deck, nice big yard, nice big lot, rhubarb. There's your apple tree. Looks like a raspberry, actually, not a blackberry. There's your front yard again. There's your septic. Clean out. They're replacing the septic tank. So here's the risers. They've had it inspected. They're going to get that all up to code and good to go prior to closing. So the seller will do that. They're just not willing to repair anything else. But okay, so personally, I'm a big fan of this house. This one is really speaking to me. Look at this view. So this is what I'm seeing. There's your water view. Anything you do to this house is going to be equity all day long. If this house were fully updated at this size with a little like remastery of the layout, you're looking at right around $800,000. West Beach is one of our most coveted areas. This is in that sweet spot that I was talking about. Our views are insane here. So it just, everything holds value. Everything you do to it's going to build value. And at this price, I'm actually pretty impressed this one hasn't moved yet. Oh, you know what? They talked about a basement. I'm going to pause for a second and see if I can find the basement access. Aha, we found it. All right. So I knew that they talked about a basement. They have a drain. That's good. Oh my goodness. All right, the lights aren't working, but they even have a window. It's a daylight basement. You have a entrance up to your crawl space back in there. Standing room height. Missing some insulation, but looks like we have some old copper piping. I'm not seeing any galvanized, but that one being fully wrapped makes it kind of difficult. A lot of the plumbing has been updated. You have lots of plugins down here. Wow, okay. I like this house even more now. So there's your basement with a window. Yep, I'm a big fan of this one. Equity all day. I'm gonna say this one is probably gonna go pretty quickly, especially with the price drop that they just had. But again, seller's not willing to do anything. So to get a conventional loan, you would have to be willing to pay for the roof out of pocket up front. And that's about $25,000, which if you offered purchase price, would put this house at $550,000, which is still a steal in my experience in this market. So I think this one just hasn't been seen by the right people that can see its potential, because this is a fantastic find. All right, so that is 2452 Williams. And new roof, really needs new heating. I mean, these are functional, but obviously very, very old. Layout's kind of funky. You do have a few older windows, but natural light throughout is incredible. The view is incredible. The lot size is incredible. The foliage in the lot to me is incredible. Do you have popcorn ceilings? Ooh, that one has sparkles in it. Fancy. You know, but everything else looks to be just cosmetic, and having that basement is a huge bonus. All right, let me know what you guys think.